Hey guys, this is Maliha from the site Blogger, and in today's video, I want to show you how to use an app called SVG Shape to Frame. So, to show you how to use that frame, let me create a design first, and then I will kind of tell you what I think about it. Because the thing is that I was expecting this app to be better than what it is, but it's kind of limited in its functionality in the way that I was hoping to use it. So some of you are, if you have been on Canva for a while and you are experienced in designing with Canva, you know that there is this thing called shapes within Canva. So if you go to elements, and then you will be able to see shapes, and then there are also frames. So shapes is this thing, if you follow my cursor, the yellow blob, these are all the shapes available within Canva. Um, these are fine, but you're kind of limited in using these shapes. And then another thing that's available within Canva's Elements tab is the Frames option. So if you scroll down on the Elements tab, you will come to Frames, and if you click on Frames, you will see all the available frames that are on Canva. And these frames make your design more interesting, so that's cool. But the problem, it's not really a plot problem, it's more of a kind of a limitation of using a tool like Canva that's meant to um, make your life easy, and it's meant to make your design easy. So with ease comes limitations, right? So you're kind of limited to using only these frames and the shapes that I just showed you a few seconds ago. But with this new app, I was hoping to be able to create um, custom frames and shapes. So the app is called SVG Shape to Frame. So let me go to the Apps tab on the left and then search for some reason it took a few seconds to load that um, apps area. Let's look for SVG. Basically, if you're not familiar with SVG, these are vector graphics that you can create in a platform like Adobe Illustrator, for example. So if you go to SVG Shape to Frame, this is the one, and then you click it, click Open, and this is where it comes. So basically, the idea behind this app is that you're able to create um, vector shapes using something like Adobe Illustrator or whatever you use to create custom frames. Now, this is for a little advanced designers who are used to creating shapes and things like custom shapes using Illustrator, for example. So if you have something like that, if you can create custom shape using something like Illustrator, then you can bring that over and then use this app called SVG Shape to Frame to create a frame out of that um, that shape, the custom shape that you created using Illustrator. So just to kind of show you how cool that would be if I could do that, is if I go to Elements and I come to frames, and then I choose any frame I want. So this one, for example. Let me change the background color so you can see better what I'm doing. All right, so this is a frame, and the cool thing about frame is that you can fill it up with an image, or you can just fill it up with a solid color. So if you click it and then you click a solid color, it will just be a solid color shape. Or you can go to the Photos tab, for example, and then choose a photo and then drop it here, and then basically the shape takes on the image. And that's the cool thing about frames. But like I was saying, the problem is that you're only limited to using the frames that are already available in Canva. So how do you create custom frames? This is where the SVG um, shape to frame comes in, where you can create a custom shape using something like Illustrator and then bring it over on Canva, and using this app you can just convert that shape into a frame. That was the idea. But the problem that I ran into, let me just dock it in a corner. The problem that I ran into is that it wasn't really working for me. And I tried some really simple shapes and they were still not working. So for example, if I go to choose file, so the first thing you have to do is choose a file, and then you can convert it into a frame. So let me choose a file, go to downloads, and this is the shape that I created earlier today using Illustrator. And it's actually a really simple heart, a crooked heart shaped, or a crooked heart shape basically. And when I try to add this frame to my design after I have uploaded that file, the SVG file, I click add frame to design, and right away it says that this file is too complex to process. Please choose a different file or use a file from the frame store. The problem that I run into is that this shows up no matter how simple I make the shape. Like the shape that I just created, let me show you what it looks like. Let me go to the Uploads tab and let me upload. I can still upload the shape itself, but it just won't be a frame. So this is the shape, basically. I can change its color as you would any shape on Canva. As you can see, I can change the color, but I can't really drop an image on it. So if I try to drop an image, it just takes up the entire square or rectangular shape. It doesn't fit that, doesn't fit the photo into that shape itself. So again, just to show you how simple it is, this is the simple shape, and basically I can't really convert it into a frame because the SVG shape to frame doesn't like that shape. Basically, thinks it's too complex. Now I tried to create simple graphics like a square, even though there are already square frames available, but just to test it out, I tried square, I tried a round shape, but none of that was actually working. So if you try this app and if you create a shape using Illustrator or something else, and if it works for you, leave a comment in this video. I would love to know. But as of recording this video, I wasn't able to create a frame out of a shape. That said, as it says here under this app, SVG Shape to Frame, it says explore more frames from the frame store. So basically, if you click the frame store, it takes you to a different website, and it has some frames available to you. And you can actually download one of those shapes and convert it into a frame. So for example, let's say this funky looking thing, I don't know what that is, but let's download it. And download is done. So let me go back to Canva and try to choose the file that I just downloaded. That's the one. And then let me click add frame to design. And that seems to be working. So I feel like I'm doing something wrong, only I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So if you figure it out, by all means, let me know how you did it. But so far, while I was trying all these different things out, I realized that the only frames that were actually working are the ones that I downloaded from the app maker. Basically, this is the website of the app maker, and they have some custom frames available. Very limited, only a few. So if you choose one of these shapes and then you try to convert those shapes into frames, then it works. But if you create your own shape using Illustrator or something similar, I haven't tried anything else. I've only tried Illustrator because that's what I have, Adobe Illustrator. And when I tried to do that, it just didn't work. It thinks that it's too complex. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just choosing different settings here, but it wasn't working for me. So yeah, if you can make it work, if you know certain settings that I don't, because I'm not exactly, I'm not that good with Illustrator. I'm self-taught and self-taught of, only the basic things. So maybe there's something that I'm missing here. So if you can figure it out and let me know, please do so. But as of making this video, I wasn't able to figure it out. So yeah, the idea behind shape to frame, SVG shape to frame, is amazing, and I hope in the future we can play around with more complex shapes. The one that I created, for example, I would love to have made that into a frame, but yeah, couldn't really do it. But yeah, hopefully they will add more shapes to their own website, and maybe that way you can have access to some additional frames. But yeah, for now, this is where we are at. I just wanted to show you in case, you come across this app and you're wondering what it does. This is what it does. Theoretically speaking, it takes a shape and converts it into a frame. But anyway, that's today's video, and I will see you with a different video sometime soon. Bye.